I used to find it really difficult to save because it's expensive to live in London. Life after university, there's so many bills to pay, paying off that overdraft, student debt, and just generally being in my 20s, living life, going on holidays is really difficult to make the choice to save some money for the future. But at some stage, I just set myself down and thought, how can I make this easier for myself? How can I save for my own future? It is advised to have about 6 months worth of income saved as an emergency fund. And how do you do this? How can you find the room to be able to save? So I created an easy framework for you to remember. It's called the 4S framework. And I've just kind of put the best advice that I could to be able to help. So the 4S framework involves one, setting a goal. Two, just stick to the plan, especially after you've set that goal. Set up a standing order. And the fourth one is just have various pots, have saving pots that are difficult for you to tap into. So have an account that is really difficult for you to just withdraw that money. I really hope that this is useful advice. So here's more details.
It is the 4S framework created by Roots to Fruits. The first S is for you to set yourself a goal. It's really difficult to save if you're just putting money in a pot. But if you have a goal, then this should motivate you to stick to that goal ultimately. So, a goal, for example, could be to buy a property in 3 years, perhaps buy a car, save for a pension, or even pay for further education. But how? So, you could set yourself a SMART goal. You have to be specific, it needs to be measurable. Can you actually achieve it? It has to be realistic and put a date on it. It needs to be timely for you to be able to measure it. The next S is set yourself up with a saving pot. If you have multiple projects you are saving for, then have multiple accounts. It's much easier to track your project if they are in different accounts. Perhaps research interest rates so you can save in the best uh, banks, for example. Contact maybe a financial advisor for the best deals. The next S is to set up a standing order. Make everything automated for yourself. It's 2020. You shouldn't have to remember to put that money in the pot. You can just set up a standing order. It's automated, and you can use your banking app, a website, or you can even call your bank or walk in if they're still open during the lockdown, and just set up a standing order because it makes it easier. You don't have to remember to put away that money every month. And you can even set terms for it. So perhaps you want to save £250 per month for 12 months to be able to reach your goal. Or once you have reached your goal, then that standing order can stop. It just makes everything a lot easier. And the last S is to just stick to the plan, period. Just to summarize, the 4S framework is first set yourself a goal and have different saving pots for different goals that you have. Set up some standing orders and just stick to the plan. And before you know it, you would have saved as much as you have initially aimed for.